Hey you guys, it's Peter and welcome to my channel. Peter likes books and I have not made a video on this channel. I mean, it has been like 3 weeks, you guys, and I'm not gonna make apologies for it. I have no excuses for it that are good. I just, you know, in the past, I used to get on here on a regular basis and I would do tag videos and I would come up with things to make videos about on a regular basis. And now I feel like I've done so many tags and I've done all these lists and I've done all this kind of stuff, but I miss being over here. And it was my goal starting December 1st to make a video over here every single day. And I think it's December 8th today. I don't know what, I have my book pulled up that I'm doing the review on, but it's December 8th and this is my first video in December. So I'm gonna try to do a better job over here because I love being part of the Booktube community. It's, you know, nothing other than that. I just feel so honored to be part of the Booktube, the Bookish community, Bookstagram, all of that stuff. I love it. I love to read. You know, you guys know all that if you listen to my vlogs, because that's where you would have to hear me talking about books. And in fact, I talk so much about books on my vlog, my daily vlog that I do, that I've been thinking that I kind of need to turn those conversations into like book vlogs and just drive around and talk about the book that I'm reading or whatever. So I may be doing some of that going into 2020, but one thing I want to say before I go into talking about the book Let It Snow and the movie adaptation is that if you don't know, what you don't know is a lot, I have a book club. I have a co-partner that I run it with, and her name is Mel. Hey Mel, how are you? And actually, we just got out of doing our live stream today for the November book, which we read, and that was Dopesick by Beth Macy about the opioid crisis in the United States. And we earlier in this year, well, I think January was the first month that we did it, we turned the book club into a all true crime book club. So every month we read a different true crime book. I think I could probably go through and say every book that we're doing. Okay, give me a second. So January was The Stranger Beside Me about Ted Bundy. February was In Cold Blood by Truman Capote. March was about the BTK killer. It was by his daughter, Carrie Rollins. January, February, March. April, we read Columbine by David Cullen. May, what did we read in May? We read Lost Girls. That was a big thumb down for me. June, we read about John Wayne Gacy. We did a summer of serial killers. So June, we read John Wayne Gacy. July, we read, shoot, now I don't remember. Well, I think we read The Zodiac Killer. And then August, we read American Predator, I think. September, we read, I'm trying to think back on all the books that we read. Shoot, I guess I could probably go in here and look, but I'm not going to. Well, last month we read Dopesick. That was November. So December, okay, October we read Confessions of Iceman, Confessions of a Mafia Hitman. What did we read for September? Why can't I remember? Maybe September was The Zodiac. I don't know why I can't remember what I read, but anyway, we've read some really great books. And for the month of December, we are reading The Good Nurse, which is about a nurse that killed over 300 people. So we have read some fantastic books this year. Mel and I are really trying to turn it out and have it be, turn it out. We're really trying to read some things that are all over the place. And in fact, after the live stream today, which we had a fantastic conversation, it went an hour and a half long. Thank you to Misha and Danielle that came in there and participated in the live stream. We had just such a fantastic conversation. But, you know, afterwards, Mel and I always talk about the live stream and how it went and things like that. And we were talking about, like, books that we want to read going into 2020 because we had asked for suggestions from a lot of people. And this is now, like, there's no review on this of this Let It Snow. It's turned into a book club thing. But anyway, we're trying to read books that are all over the place. We're looking at reading Parkland by Dave Cullen, about the Parkland shooting. We are looking at reading, of course, some serial killer books. We're going to read some international true crime books. We're going to read a book about Bonnie and Clyde, probably about Jack the Ripper. We're reading books that are about, like, from every genre, every era of true crime, all of that, and, you know, and everywhere in the world, and all different kinds of things. So we're thinking about a Mindhunter maybe for January, but we're not sure yet. We're not sure. She's like, oh, she's dying right now because I just said it. But we're thinking about that. We're not sure. So put it in the comment section below. But we do need some help from you, okay? So I've said this for quite some time. The book club is called Peter's Book Club. But when it started as Peter's Book Club, it was just because I wanted to start a book club. I had always wanted to be part of one, but I was too, like, I have too much social anxiety to walk in somewhere and actually be part of a book club. Maybe that should be one of my goals for the next year. But anyway, So I started it, and we weren't doing true crime books, but we are doing, you know, fully just true crime going into the year 2020. Mel is literally 50 to 60% of everything that goes on in the book club. So she is a huge part of it, and I need to take my name out of it as well. So we want to have a true crime name. We need a title. We need a new name for our book club that we can announce in January. And I'm asking for you guys for some suggestions. So put it in the comment section below if you have a suggestion for what we should call our book club going into 2020. Okay, so should I do my review of Let It Snow tomorrow? This has gotten so far off anything to do with Let It Snow that I think I'll do my review of that, because this is what happened. So I've had the book Let It Snow for years, right? Like probably 2 or 3 years. I mean, it's been out for a while, I think. And let's see, I can tell you what year it came out. It came out in 2016, and I think I got it that year. Oh, this is a different cover. Oh, the cover is from the movie for Netflix. So this year, I got an email, I think. They were doing like this big push for booktubers and bookstagrammers and things like that to watch the premiere when it came out and to really push it. And I think it's Penguin Books. I'm not sure. I can tell you from that as well. I don't know who it's from, but anyway, whoever the publisher is, they reached out to, I know I saw other people talk about it, and they had reached out to me, and I got the email, like I read it way too late, because I'm just not great about emails. But anyway, to participate in this whole kind of like, you know, talking about this book at the time that the movie was coming out. So I was really excited. I was like, oh my God, I love holiday books. I love Christmas books. I've always wanted to read this because I'm a huge John Green fan. I am now a huge Maureen Johnson and Lauren Miracle fan because I've read works of theirs. So I was really, really excited about this book coming out. But then when I started reading it, it was kind of different than I thought it would be, and I ended up really, really loving this book. There were parts of it that I just absolutely adored, right? But then when I started watching the movie, and I had talked about it on my vlog, and people are like, the movie is completely different, which it is. So I want to go in and I want to do like a full video talking about the difference between, what do you call it? The difference between, shoot, the book and the movie, because they are so completely different, and I will tell you tomorrow in my video that I do what I really thought about the movie. It surprised me kind of at the end what I thought about it, but I also, let's just do a little update right now. So between now and I said I was kind of like embarrassed about this in my live stream, but I don't know why I'm embarrassed about this. I do this literally every single year. Between now and Christmas, I am reading only holiday books. Because I just finished Dopesick, which was just such an important book. And if you haven't heard of Dopesick, it is about the opioid crisis in our country right now, which at this point, more people have died from the opioid crisis than they have from the entire AIDS epidemic in our country. And it all starts with the introduction of Oxycontin into the United States in 1996. And it's written by Beth Macy, and she was a reporter for the Roanoke Herald, I think, and in Virginia. And it's all about Appalachian area and how the opioid crisis affected it. It is an extremely important book. I feel as if she is completely objective in the book, as well as really being compassionate, kind, and giving an insider's view. She does develop relationships with these people that she writes about. But I think she's really fair to what is going on across the board, even when it comes to talking about huge pharmaceutical companies and things like that. So it was a really great book to read. It was different than what I expected, and so going into it, I kind of struggled with it, but it was really, really good. So I would highly recommend that if that's something that you're interested in. So I just finished that, and let me tell you what else. What have I finished recently? Well, I don't think I'm gonna go back and do huge reviews on this, but I will tell you for Halloween, I read Rainbow Rowell's Pumpkinheads, and it was her, she did it with somebody else, I can't remember who. She did a graphic novel, and it was about this guy and this girl, and it was they had worked at this pumpkin patch for like the last 3 years, right? And when they were in high school, and it was their last Halloween working at the pumpkin patch. And let me just tell you, I teared up reading this book, you guys. It is so fantastic. The book is called Pumpkinhead. You can find it. It's by Rainbow Rowell. I found it at Meijer, which is like a Target or a Walmart. I was so impressed with this book. I loved it. And I love everything by Rainbow Rowell. I'm kind of, I have to say, I'm a little, like, her next book, I think, is a sequel to Carry On, which was not my favorite Rainbow Rowell book. I don't really care about the whole world of Simon Snow, which is her character, you know, from Fangirl. I don't really care about that whole world, so I didn't love Carry On. That's just, don't shoot me, okay? That's just, I didn't love it. It wasn't my favorite. I love her other books better. So I'm not super excited about that. I think that's coming out, or it's come out, I'm not sure. Let's see what else I have. I just bought tons of books on Audible, so if you want me to do a Audible haul on here, I can do that as well. But let's go in and I will tell you about some of the other books that I've read that I haven't done reviews on. Hold on here for a second, please. I'm pulling up my Goodreads, which is my go-to everywhere. Now, I have to tell you, my goal for Goodreads for the year of 2019 was 100 books. I always make my goal 100 books, and I never hit it. But last year, I think I read 42, and this year, I'm at 38 or 39. Pumpkinheads. Oh, The Four Agreements. This is another thing I want to talk about. The Iceman, The Confessions of a Mafia Hitman. I don't know if I did a review of that, but that was our October book. That was Mel's pick because she loves to read anything about the Mafia. That was our October book for the book club. And then The Chain by Adrienne McKenty, I think I did do a review of that. So I think I'm caught up on my reviews. I've read 38 out of 100 books this year. Well, maybe next year. I mean, I guess I could go to the library and read like 60 children's books, but who would care, right? Okay, so for my Peterisms channel, I don't know how many of you watch it, but my Peterisms channel is where I read daily meditations, and I just kind of talk about stuff I've learned in my life, mistakes I've made. I talk a lot about my sobriety and my recovery over there, and stuff like that. And just, you know, like there's story times often over there of things that have just happened to me in my life and things I've learned. Well, I started in November. I wanted to do like a read-along or like a reading group over there, like a book club, but not a book club. I wanted to make it super casual because I love to read self-help books, but I never talk about self-help books on this channel, being that it's a Booktube channel. So I didn't really know where that fit, and so I decided to put it over there. And in the month of November, I'm going to pick a book every month going forward on my Peterisms channel, so go check it out. And I get so many good responses. Like whenever I meet somebody in person, this is completely in all honesty, people stop me and they're like, I watch your Peterisms channel every day. Like I love that channel, and that means so much to me. So going forward, I'm going to pick a self-help or a motivation. I don't love the word self-help, but a motivational or inspirational book every month. And for the month of November, I picked The Four Agreements by Don Luis Miguel. Changed my life. Like I've heard so many things about this book through the years, and it's like 138 pages, and it changed my life. I mean, it changed the way I look at everything. So there was that book. And then for December, we are reading The Celestine Prophecy by James Redfield. I am coming up on 25 years of being sober. My sobriety birthday is December 17th of 1994. And if I make it to December 17th, I will have been sober for 25 years. I get real emotional talking about it because it's just kind of surreal to me. But anyway, that was a book that I read like in my first month sober that changed my entire perspective of my life, and I don't really know why. I don't remember why. So we're going to read that for the month of December. And then I'm also rereading, well, that's a reread for me, but I'm also rereading The Secret by Rhonda Byrne because I haven't read that in a long time, and a friend of mine was talking about it the other day, and I was like, you know, I think I want to read that again. So we're doing 2 books for December if you want to. But anyway, that's a lot of what's been going on with me. I am hoping to read a lot of holiday books. I just downloaded a bunch off of Audible, and maybe I'll do that haul. So I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I will be back tomorrow with my Let It Snow book review, as well as book to film adaptation and what I thought about that. So I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.